Eating on the bike. We've had a few people ask questions about what other foods can I get on the bike. Now essentially, we want carbohydrates. Why? Because they're going to be the things that come into the muscles, give us energy, keep our blood glucose levels at a decent level to fuel your riding. But a lot of people will say, oh well, it's carbs, it's sugar, it's bad for you. Not at this time, not if you're working hard enough to do that. When it comes to food on the bike, we need to take some things into account. It is going to be hydration. How many carbohydrates do we need? How many electrolytes do we need? And along with that, what I like to do with clients is to have glutamine in there. What happens on the bike or when you're running if you don't take glutamine? Well, carbohydrates get into the stomach and they can't necessarily be pulled out of it. So glutamine goes in there, and through a pathway that isn't directly linked, but it does help with it, it creates a thing called osmosis. So it helps draw those carbohydrates, that water, through the stomach lining into the muscles, into the blood glucose levels to help you fuel. Now, a lot of people shy away from gels. Why? Because the media have said, oh, they're full of crap. No, they're full of glucose. Some of them will have fructose in there. Essentially, that's going to be the same things as you get from whole foods. So gels, the benefits to them are going to be so easy to carry. If you're going for a 5-6 hour ride, you need to have like 7 or 8 gels. You've got 3 pockets on your back. You can split them across there. If you want whole food and you end up having like dates, bananas, oranges, figs, things like that, raisins, grapes, and like loads of different things that are fruits. They're going to be full of fructose, limited on glucose. So first off, they're not going to fuel you as effectively. When we look at the studies, 60 grams of glucose, 30 grams of fructose per hour is an optimum amount. You do have to practice that though and get up to those levels for your body to be able to utilize it. And especially if you go low carb, high fat, you go low carb, high fat for too long, then when it comes to race day, when it comes to the long sessions, your body isn't going to effectively be able to utilize the carbohydrates as well, because a thing called PDH, which converts carbohydrates into energy, is going to be downregulated. And when you have too much fat in there, like a thing called free HAD is upregulated, so that converts fat into energy. So we need to switch between the two. The problem on the bike, on the run, anywhere when you look to get fuel in whilst you are moving, is that if you have too much fiber, too much fat, too much protein in there, chances are you get a lot more GI distress. Too much protein and fiber, they're going to make it hold a little bit heavier in the stomach, so you end up needing to go to the toilet. Too much fat in there is going to slow down the rate that it gets into the muscles, essentially lowers the GI to a degree. So it's good to have real food on the bike, but make sure it is carbohydrates. Go and get like, you can get pedal bikes, you can get loads of cookbooks for triathlon looking at snacks. There's one in the group which is a little snack PDF that I put together, and get these, maybe just wrap some homemade energy bars in tin foil, chuck them in your pockets and you're well away. But essentially, like, I honestly prefer to have supplements, some gels and things like that, maybe a couple of bananas. But if you look at a banana, about 30 grams of carbs, a gel 25-ish sort of amount of carbs, and you need 60 an hour, then you're going to need 2 bananas an hour. If you're going 3 hours, you're going to then need 6 bananas to fuel you for that ride if you're going like 3-4 hours. So just have a think, what is best for you? So I like to have gels. Some of my clients have a mixture of both, but honestly, gels I do believe have the upper hand. They're going to also have electrolytes built in there as well. So really think about your nutrition when it comes to planning ahead.